The new year you celebrate is an illusion. The real cycle of renewal doesn't happen in January, but in March. And when it arrives, a cosmic portal will open, but only those who are ready will be able to cross it. The sun is about to enter Aries. This is the true beginning of the year, where everything resets. But here's the secret that few people know. This isn't just a cosmic event. It's a call for you to be reborn along with it. If you feel like something needs to change in your life, pay attention. This is the perfect moment to transform your reality. But if you ignore it, this energy will pass, and you may remain stuck in the same cycles. What's about to happen could propel your life to a whole new level, but only if you know how to harness this power. Now the question is, are you ready to cross this portal? Time is not fixed. Time is a cosmic dance, a flow of invisible forces shaping reality. But throughout history, humans have tried to trap it in numbers, tables, and calendars. They created artificial years, cut off the flow of nature, and defined a cycle that belongs neither to Earth nor the universe. This is how the Gregorian calendar was born, establishing January 1st as the start of a new year. But what does it really celebrate? Nothing. Just the continuation of a system that disconnected humanity from the cosmic order. The ancient sages, alchemists, and initiates knew that the true year doesn't begin when we want it to, but when the very structure of the universe aligns for a rebirth. This moment happens during the March equinox when the sun enters Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. It's not a coincidence. It's a code, a precise marker that something greater is happening. At the exact moment of the equinox, day and night become equal. It's the only time of the year when light and darkness reach perfect balance. To the initiates, this was never just an astronomical event, but a portal of transmutation. Hermetic Alchemy teaches that every process of transformation goes through 3 stages: dissolution, purification, and elevation. The equinox is the bridge between these stages. It closes the previous cycle and makes room for a new beginning. During this period, the forces of the cosmos don't just suggest change, they demand it. This is the point where the old must be dissolved so that the new can emerge. Night cannot last forever, nor can day reign endlessly. Everything in nature is an oscillation, a flow, and those who understand this movement know that the equinox is not just a date, but an opportunity. The sun in Aries carries the archetype of the pioneer, the initial fire, the spark that starts everything. In the alchemical laboratory, this moment is equivalent to igniting the furnace where impure metals begin to transform into gold. But this gold is not literal. True alchemy doesn't seek to turn physical lead into physical gold, but rather to transmute inner lead, our limitations, doubts, and blockages into an elevated state of consciousness and personal power. The astrological new year is the moment when this furnace is lit within every human being, a call to leave uncertainties behind and step into a new phase. Since the most ancient civilizations, this transition was treated as a sacred event. In Egypt, the solar cult represented this moment as the rise of Ra, the sun god, overcoming the forces of darkness and bringing renewal to the land. For the Druids, this was the time to plant intentions for the future, knowing that the energy of the universe was fertile, ready to shape new realities. Even the great spiritual masters have always pointed to this truth. Everything in life is a cycle, and every cycle needs an exact point of restart. But there is something deeper in this event. The equinox and the sun's entry into Aries not only signal a new beginning, but also a test. Those who don't understand this call continue carrying old burdens, repeating old patterns, and missing the opportunity to align with the energy of renewal. But those who recognize this moment for what it truly is, an alchemical portal, have the chance to rewrite their story. The time we follow today is not real time. The modern calendar is an artificial construct, an agreement made between men to organize commitments and social structures, but it does not reflect the truth of cosmic cycles. When the Gregorian calendar was established, it did not take into account the Earth's natural movement, the stellar alignments, or the moments when the energy of the universe truly renews. It was created to adjust political, economic, and administrative matters. But nature does not follow these rules. It follows its own rhythm, and the ancient sages knew this. The civilizations that lived in harmony with the cosmos did not mark the beginning of the year on an arbitrary day. They waited for the sign from the earth and the sky. For the Egyptians, Babylonians, Persians, and various ancestral cultures, the sacred moment of renewal occurred when the sun entered Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. This moment coincides with the March equinox when day and night become equal, a rare moment of absolute balance between light and darkness. It's not just an astronomical phenomenon, it's an energetic marker, a portal of transformation. The equinox and alchemy, the union of opposites. Time reorganizes itself at the equinox, not just as an astronomical event, but as a living principle of existence. If life follows cycles, then every point of balance is an invitation to transformation. The ancient masters didn't just observe the equinox as a marker of change in nature, they saw it as a perfect reflection of one of alchemy's deepest secrets, the fusion of opposites, light and shadow, spirit and matter, heaven and earth. Masculine and feminine, nothing exists alone. Nothing can be complete without its other side. True power isn't about choosing one extreme, but about understanding and integrating both. The alchemists called this process conjunction. In the inner laboratory of the human being, this union doesn't happen easily. For centuries, humanity has been taught to fear darkness, to reject the shadow, and to seek only the light. But Hermetic knowledge has always made it clear that nothing can be transmuted without first passing through the fire of recognition. Lead only becomes gold when all its parts are accepted, purified, and elevated to a new state. This applies to the human spirit just as much as it does to metals. The equinox represents this perfect fusion. Day and night are of equal length, neither dominating the other. It is the moment when the universe visibly demonstrates what Hermes Trismegistus revealed in the Emerald Tablet. What is above is like what is below, and what is within is like what is outside. The harmony of the cosmos echoes within the human being. What happens in the grand tapestry of the universe is reflected in the heart and mind of those awake enough to notice. Just as the sun crosses an invisible threshold in the sky, we too can cross this point of balance within ourselves. Alchemy has always taught that humanity's greatest mistake is believing in separation, the illusion that light and shadow are opposing forces at war. The equinox dissolves this illusion. It reveals that balance is not found in denial, but in the conscious acceptance of all parts of the self. Without night, day would have no meaning. Without silence, sound would be just noise. Without chaos, order could not exist. The alchemist does not seek to destroy one side to exalt the other. He seeks integration, the fusion of solar gold with lunar silver, the union of logic with intuition, the sacred marriage between what manifests in the external world and what is hidden in the internal world. This is why the ancients knew the equinox was a portal, a moment when the forces that govern the universe not only balance, but open up for those willing to step through. The great masters understood that the energy of this moment allows any transformation to be amplified. Just as day and night find common ground, every human being is invited to look within and recognize where separation exists inside them. What has been denied, what has been repressed, what needs to be accepted so that a new cycle can begin. The equinox offers the answer, but few are willing to listen. The nigredo, the end before the new beginning. The balance of the equinox is brief. It settles for a moment, and then movement continues. The universe does not stand still. The harmony between light and shadow is not a permanent state, but a transition point. The day grows, the night fades, the old dissolves, the new begins to take shape. But for something new to be born, something must die. And that is the first great lesson of alchemy. Before any true transformation, one must go through nigredo. This is the first stage of the great alchemical work, the moment of decomposition, the collapse of old forms, the necessary darkness before the light. For the initiates, nigredo is not just a philosophical concept, but an inevitable process on the path to awakening. Every renewal requires a sacrifice. The ego resists. The mind tries to cling to what it knows, but change does not negotiate. What no longer serves must be burned, dissolved, and reduced to ashes. The astrological new year happens precisely at this point of transition. It follows the Pisces cycle, the last sign of the zodiac, the one that carries all the memories, pains, and lessons of the previous cycle. Pisces is the ocean where everything merges, where boundaries disappear, where illusions must be faced. It is a time of closure. But closure is not just about leaving things behind, it is about understanding what must be closed. Without that understanding, history repeats itself. What is not dissolved drags into the new cycle, turning it into a continuation of the past. That is why Nigredo is essential. The end must be accepted, so that the new has space to manifest. This is the hardest stage. The fear of loss, the resistance to the unknown, the attachment to what has already been. Human beings fear emptiness. They would rather carry unnecessary burdens than face the absence of what no longer makes sense. But the alchemist knows that darkness is not the end. It is the beginning of creation. The soil must be turned before a new seed can grow. Raw metal must be placed in the fire before revealing its true essence. Just like nature, the human spirit must also go through this burning. The fire of Aries arrives to purify. It consumes what is weak, outdated, and obsolete. It does not ask if we are ready. It simply does its work. The fire portal. The sun enters Aries and the flame of creation. Fire consumes what no longer serves. It dissolves, reduces to ashes, transforms. But what comes next? The void left by Nigredo is not a final end. It is the necessary space for something new to be created. This is the exact moment when the sun enters Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the first spark of life, the primordial ignition. If Pisces dissolved, Aries awakens. If the previous cycle ended, now it's time to begin again, and everything starts with fire. Alchemists have always revered fire as the element of transmutation. It was the active principle in the purification of metals, but it also represented the internal combustion that drives human beings towards their destiny. Fire is desire, impulse, creation. Without it, nothing moves beyond potential. Without it, matter remains inert. In Hermetic Alchemy, fire does not just burn away impurities. It awakens the true essence of whatever is being worked on. It does not destroy out of whim, but out of necessity. Only what withstands the flame can be considered pure. The sun in Aries reignites this principle. Dormant energy begins to stir. Hesitation must give way to action. If Nigredo was the symbolic death, now is the time for rebirth, the moment when consciousness must rise from the ashes and take ownership of its power. But few can cross this portal with clarity. Many remain paralyzed, waiting for an external sign, a confirmation, an ideal moment that never comes. But fire does not wait. It simply burns, expands, and transforms. This transition is not just astronomical, it is an internal calling. The fire of creation exists within each of us, but if it is not fed, if it is not directed, it fades. Aries does not bring answers, it brings movement. What needs to be done? What is still stagnant? What do you already know must change but keep postponing? The astrological new year is an invitation to take command of your own existence. No excuses, no delays. Fire does not ask if you are ready. It simply begins the process. Lead and gold, the opportunity for personal transmutation. The fire has already been lit. It burns away impurities, dissolves what is unnecessary, and reveals the essential matter. But what remains after the flames? What withstands the heat of transformation? In alchemy, this process is not just about destruction. It's about refinement, separating the dense from the pure, transforming the raw into the elevated. This is where we step into the heart of the great work, the transmutation of lead into gold. The ancient alchemists were never just seeking material transformation. The real lead to be transmuted has always been internal. Fears that paralyze, doubts that block growth, limiting beliefs that keep us trapped in the past, patterns that repeat like an endless cycle. Alchemy teaches that anything that holds us back is lead, heavy, dense, rigid. something we carry without realizing, something that shapes our steps without our awareness. But this lead is not an eternal burden. It can be refined, purified, and elevated until it becomes gold. The astrological new year opens this portal of transmutation. It places us in front of the mirror, showing us what still needs to be worked on, what is still trapped in past structures. The energy that arises now does not allow stagnation. Everything that was set aside, everything that was ignored, returns to be faced. The lead we carry surfaces to be acknowledged. This moment is not just a reset, it's a chance to rewrite our own story. But for that to happen, a choice must be made. Transformation doesn't happen by chance, it requires conscious participation. The alchemical process has always been a path of decision. No metal turns into gold on its own. Fire must be applied in just the right measure. The matter must be purified multiple times until its essence is revealed. The same goes for the human being. Wanting change is not enough. One must go through the process of refinement. If lead represents everything that holds us back, gold symbolizes everything we have the potential to become. A clearer consciousness, a free mind, an elevated soul. But the path from one to the other is not immediate. It requires surrender, persistence, and above all, a commitment to one's own awakening. Alchemical rituals to amplify this transformation. The transmutation has already begun. The fire of renewal has been lit. The lead has been exposed, and the time to refine its essence has arrived. But transformation doesn't happen on the level of thought alone. It requires rituals, symbolic acts that anchor this change into reality. The ancient alchemists knew that consciousness needs a vehicle to manifest its intentions, which is why they used specific practices to make the invisible tangible. Now, you can apply this knowledge to amplify your own journey. The fire has already proven its power. Now, it needs direction. A burning ritual can be the key to this process. Write down on a piece of paper everything that no longer makes sense to hold on to, repeating patterns, insecurities that imprison you, thoughts that drain your energy. As the fire consumes the paper, it acts as an agent of liberation. It does not merely destroy, it transmutes. As the flames rise, visualize these dense energies dissolving, being purified and released. There is no reason to carry this weight anymore. The cycle has changed, and with it, so have you. But burning the old is not enough. The body and mind must be prepared for the new cycle. Water, the second great element of transmutation, comes into play here. A purification bath with coarse salt and herbs can cleanse any lingering stagnant energy. Salt dissolves blockages, while rosemary and lavender raise your vibration, bringing clarity and renewal. This is an essential step, the purification of the inner temple, so that new energy can flow freely. The next step is activating the new self. The fire must be reignited within you, not just as destruction, but as creation. Light a red candle, a symbol of strength and rebirth, and declare aloud what you wish to manifest. Words hold power. When spoken with intention, they shape reality. Do not ask, do not doubt, do not hesitate. Affirm with certainty. I am, I do, I achieve. This is the moment to imprint your intentions onto the energetic field of the new cycle. Finally, connect to the primary source of all this energy, nature itself. Walk outside, touch the earth, breathe deeply. Feel the new cycle pulsing within you. The astrological new year is not just an external shift, it is a realignment of subtle forces. By consciously connecting to this movement, you align yourself with the natural flow of the universe and strengthen your intention for transformation. But none of this has value unless it is sustained by conscious choice. Alchemy teaches that we are the creators of our own reality. There is no point in burning the old and declaring the new if your daily decisions continue to be guided by the same patterns. Transformation is only complete when consciousness aligns with action. Wishing for change is not enough. You must embody it. The astrological new year opens a portal, a unique opportunity to rewrite your own story. But it cannot force anyone to cross it. The universe opens paths, but the decision to move forward is always yours. This is a moment of power. Your energy is amplified. Your ability to manifest is heightened. What will you do with it? What will be the first step you take toward creating your new reality? Hesitation is the greatest enemy of transformation. The time for waiting is over. Now is the moment to choose. A new cycle, a new opportunity. The transformation has already begun. The fire has been lit, the lead exposed, and the opportunity for transmutation revealed. But true change doesn't happen in a single moment. It is a continuous process, a journey that requires awareness, presence, and action. And like every great alchemical process, it follows principles that guide those who dare to cross the portal of rebirth. Nothing changes if you don't change. The universe may be in motion, but if your mind and actions remain stuck in the past, nothing will transform. Time moves forward, energies renew, but those who choose stagnation remain trapped in their own limitations. Change is not an external event. It is an internal decision. The choice to break cycles, to let go of patterns that no longer serve you, to rewrite beliefs, and to take ownership of your own journey. Life is an alchemical laboratory. Every experience, every challenge, every pain holds valuable raw material. Nothing is in vain. Everything that happens is a reagent that can be used to elevate consciousness. The ancient alchemists never feared chaos because they knew that transformation happens within it. Difficulties are not obstacles. They are furnaces that burn away the unnecessary and reveal the essential. The difference between those who evolve and those who remain stuck lies in how they perceive their experiences. Those who understand that every moment is an opportunity for learning turn everything into gold. Transformation is an active process. Nothing will be handed to you without your commitment to your own evolution. There are no magic formulas, shortcuts, or effortless paths. The alchemy of life requires intention and action. Those who wait to be saved will keep waiting. Those who step into the role of creator of their own reality open doors where there were once only walls. The astrological new year is not just an energetic reset. It is a call, a reminder that the power has always been in your hands. The equinox marks the line between the old and the new. Time reorganizes itself, frequencies adjust, and a new opportunity arises. It doesn't matter what has happened until now. The past holds no power over those who decide to rewrite their own story. The previous cycle has served its purpose. It brought lessons, experiences, and challenges. Now, what has been learned must be integrated, and what no longer serves must be left behind. There is no longer space to carry unnecessary weight. The only question that matters is, which side of this line do you want to be on? The portal is open. Transformation is in the air. The energies are available, but only those who hear the call and act upon it will feel the true effects of this transition. The alchemical new year is not for those who simply watch. It is for those who choose to cross, for those who allow themselves to be reborn, for those who are ready to become the highest version of themselves. You can feel it. Something inside you already knows, already recognizes that this is the moment. The choice has been placed before you. Now, all that's left is to decide. What are you waiting for to become what you were born to be? The portal is open. Transformation is within your reach, but the journey doesn't end here. To help you dive deeper into this knowledge and understand exactly how this energy can impact your life, I've prepared a special video for you. Don't leave yet. Click on the video appearing on your screen now, and I'll meet you there. This might be the opportunity you've been waiting for to take the next step in your evolution. See you there.